One point about this report is that toward the end, you sort of broadly ask the United States intelligence community to respond to a number of questions about the way, again, that information about the virus was circulated, and how now this report is based on a lot of open source intelligence information, which means people have access to it that, just about a year ago was called crazy when it was circulated in the public and was actively denied by certain members of the intelligence community. So talk a little bit about the relationship between information about this virus and the log lines we've been given by the intelligence community over the course of the last year.
Well, I'd like to take the viewer back to Chinatown and San Francisco, right when this virus had started, and the accusations that somehow Republicans were racist and that we were going against people that happened to be from Asia. Nancy Pelosi was in San Francisco encouraging people to come out to the streets, to not be afraid. Well, wow, how times have changed. And what you saw at that time, if you go back and you look throughout the last year, specifically Director Ratcliffe and others that have been out there within the IC saying, look, something doesn't make sense here. I still believe that there's a lot of intelligence that we have not been provided on the Intelligence Committee. So what it forced us to do, essentially, is to go and look and collect, as you said, all of the open source intelligence that exists, put it all in a report to build a roadmap for the American people to have a good understanding of where do we sit a year plus after this virus was essentially spreading throughout the globe, where it's killed millions of people. And also a set of questions. There's 25 specific questions that we're asking to the intelligence community to answer for the American people. And the sooner we know this, the better off we're all going to be. I think it's time that we end this politicization throughout the government of just because Republicans or Donald Trump says something, they build a narrative and they go with it, and it doesn't go in their favor, and then they try to correct the course of history. We're not going to have any of that. That's why we're putting out this report. Obviously, we have our suspicions that everything is pointing to the Wuhan lab.